Good morning, my dear students. Once again, we are back with another video of class 12th, and this time we have advanced writing skill. Today's date is April 7, 2020, and I am Sandeep Rai, your English teacher. My dear students, today we have a very interesting topic, and it is, as you can see, it is advertisement, or you can also call it advertisement. Now, you must have seen advertisement at many occasions in televisions. Maybe you have heard it on FM, on radio, you have read it in newspapers, at various sources. But why is it so? Why this advertisement is so commonly used topic? So first of all, I'm going to give you the definition of it. Now, as it is written, that advertisement is a form of communication used to encourage and persuade an audience. That audience can be a viewer, that means who have seen it on television, reader, those who have read it in newspapers, and listeners, those who have read it, those who have heard it, somewhere, maybe on radio or by someone else. And these advertisements, they ask you to take some new actions. These new actions can be anything. Maybe they have asked you to perform something, like Modi ji has recently requested the entire nation to light earthen lamps, diya or mobile torch on 5th of April for 9 minutes, just to support the entire nation's unity against COVID-19. So in same way, that was also an advertisement which was done by PM Modi through various levels. Now, this advertisement is very important, as this is the only source that tells you that exactly what we are able to find in the market. For example, I would tell here that there was a time when in market, as far as bathing soaps are concerned, Lux was the prime brand. No one knew any other brand. It was all Lux. Why is it was so? Because the famous film actresses, they used to come on television and they used to say, Lux se nahaye, mere jaise ho jaye. People, they used to find themselves getting attracted towards those advertisements. For example, still at many households, when it comes to brushing our teeth, many people, they say in morning, Colgate kiya kya? Now, Colgate doesn't mean, it is not an activity to brush your teeth. Colgate is a toothpaste brand. But we have seen Colgate's ads on television at so many number of times that we have associated that brushing teeth means doing Colgate. The same goes with Maggi. No one says, do you want to eat noodles? People, they say, Maggi khai kya? These are the examples which say that advertisements, they leave a very deep impact on people's mind. Now, when it comes to advertisement in class 12th, there are two types of advertisement. One is classified, that is a kind of short box which you must have seen in newspapers, and second one is non-classified, which are printed, if I talk about newspaper, which are printed at the very first page. For example, if Mercedes has launched its new model of car, then they utilize the entire front page of the newspaper, where they have a huge model of the car printed along with some nice catchy taglines. That's called non-classified, means display ads, and classified means those small ads which we see in newspapers. Now, when it comes to class 12th, this particular topic, it comes as a 4-mark question. 4 marks are there in board examination for these questions, and I must say that this is one of the most easiest of the topic. I always tell my students that if you are writing your paper in board examination, you must not devote more than 5 minutes to complete this topic. That means just in 5 minutes you are able to get entire 4 marks, as this is one of the most easiest of the topics. Now let's move on to the classified advertisements are covered through different headings. Exactly in what way we need to write down our advertisement. But before that, you need to understand the headings which are used to highlight your advertisement. Okay, now first is the situation wanted or available. Now this thing is very important. This is the most important topic for your CBSE's board exam. Situation, you need to understand this word as situation. Just to understand, I'm telling you need to associate this word with job. Okay, now you need to understand, replace the word situation from the word job. Now the topic becomes job wanted or job available. Got it, my dear students? In this way it will become quite easy for you to remember the heading, that if you want a job, it will be situation available. If you want a candidate to fill up a particular post of your organization, then it will be situation wanted. Okay, now let's move on to the second heading, that is for sale, to purchase, that is related to any kind of property, vehicle or household items. You want to sell something, for sale will be the heading. You want to purchase something, to purchase will be your heading. Then comes to let or for let, that is to give your property on rent, or if you want a property to take on rent. Then comes matrimonials. Okay, then comes lost and found, and then comes missing. Now my dear students, many students, they get confused between lost and found and missing. That they ask me that, sir, these are similar topics, that why we have a different heading. And here comes the important part, my dear students. Lost and found advertisement. Okay, remember this, that lost and found advertisement is only and only written when you are talking about non-living thing. That means you have lost a briefcase, you have lost a wallet, you have lost your geometry box, you have lost anything else that is non-living, so you will use the column lost and found. But in case a pet dog you are unable to find, then that means it will be a living being, so it will come under missing column. Okay, your brother is missing, your sister is missing, any family member is gone missing, or any pet dog, any pet of your house is missing, so you will always use the heading missing. Okay, now let's move on to the next part of advertisement, that is how to write a classified advertisement. Now the very first thing is, my dear student, these are the points that you need to keep in mind. Very first thing is, write in a box. These all points I'm going to highlight, my dear students. These all points you need to understand word by word. Okay, word by word you need to know all these points. First point is write in a box. That means, see this example here, I'll be showing you this example later on. Okay, this example I'll be explaining to you. Then specify the category of the advertisement. Category means the heading. Okay, the heading which I just explained above. Let me show you these headings, my dear students. All these headings you need to specify. This will let you know that your advertisement will get published under which heading. Then you need to mention like accommodation wanted, available, to let, for sale, etc. These are the kind of headings that you can use. Then you need to be brief and give only relevant information. Okay, this is not a topic, my dear students, where you can elaborate all of your needs, because if you are aware about the field of advertisement, that in newspaper you need to pay according to the number of lines that you have taken and according to number of words that you have consumed. So accordingly you need to pay. So in the shortest possible way, your target must be to give the maximum information. Means it has to be quite precise and to the point, so that in the minimum number of lines we are giving the maximum number of information. Then comes information in abbreviated and short forms is acceptable. Now my dear students, what is abbreviated? Okay, abbreviated is like your WhatsApp language. I'm using this term because you will be able to relate yourself quite easily. WhatsApp language, like for example, if you talk about education, then how do you write down? EDCTN, education. In advertisement topic, this kind of words are accepted, but remember, only in the commonly used words. Otherwise you use abbreviations, like if doctors are in doctor, then DR. Okay, in these way you can use words and these words are accepted. Even you can use symbols. For example, at the place of and, you can write it in this way. Okay, my dear students, in this way you can write down your symbols. Let me increase the font a little bit so that it becomes easier for you to understand. Okay, now let's move on to the next point. Your next point is must mention contact address and telephone number. Now, my dear students, very important. Now let's take an example. Suppose you are looking for a job and you saw an advertisement which suits your necessity, but you want to apply. But how would you be able to do it if there is no contact address and telephone number? Where would you go to apply? Where would you go to drop your resume? That's the main thing. So if in your advertisement contact address and telephone number, my dear students, I'm talking about these 2 points. If in your advertisement these 2 points are not there, then your advertisement is incomplete. My dear students, remember it. Straight away there would be -1 out of 4. You are left with only 3 marks in your hands, because contact address and telephone number, it's very important. Last point and the most important point, that is language must be concise and to the point. And you must not use complete sentences. I've written must not in caps so that you understand the necessity of this sentence, that you must not use a complete sentence. Means, as a teacher, if I'm checking your answer sheet and if I get to see a complete sentence, straight away I would get a feeling about you that this child doesn't know even the basic of advertisement. And then again, see, we always say the first impression is the last impression. No matter how good you are writing, but teacher has developed an impression that this child does not even know the basics of advertisement, and you would end up getting your marks deducted. Okay, so these are the points that you need to keep in mind. Now let's have one example. Now, my dear students, this is a question which you will get in your board. In your board question come like this. I'm reading it. You are the manager of a branded retail showroom and you are looking for an accountant. So draft an advertisement for the classified column of a newspaper. Okay, who are you? You are the manager, okay, of a branded retail showroom. And what you are looking for? You are looking for an accountant. It's not written whether the showroom is looking for a male accountant or female. So that means you are free to choose any gender. So you need to write down ad for classified column of newspaper. Okay, let's start. First thing was the heading. So we have mentioned our advertisement will go under which column? Under situation vacant. Why? Because you don't want a job. You want a candidate who can come and who can fulfill that vacant post. So situation vacant, that means job vacant. Understand, my dear students? I told you situation word you need to replace by which word? Job. Yes, job vacant. See, it's so easy to remember. Job vacant, that means in your company there is a vacant place and you want a candidate to come and fill up that place. Okay, now let's start. We always start with wanted or available. Now you want a candidate, so you have written wanted. Clear, my dear students? So we are looking for someone, so wanted. Okay, now what do you want? An accountant. I've mentioned that exactly what do I want. I want an accountant for a branded retail store. Now I told you that the gender is not specified in the question, so that means I'm free. So I've chosen male. So male. Age group I've mentioned 30 to 35 years. My dear students, always remember that age you give in a range. Range means don't jump onto a specific age that I need a male who's 30 years old. That would limit your search criteria. Okay, so if you are giving one range, that would expand your horizons. You can pick up few good candidates who are actually experienced also. Okay, now comes the details. Exactly what do you want? Now we are coming to educational details. Now we are looking an accountant, that means someone related to commerce field. So we have written a commerce grad. I've written grad, that is a short form of graduate. So I need someone who is a commerce graduate. Now what do you mean by commerce graduate? Commerce graduate means someone who is BCom. Okay, my dear students, commerce graduate means BCom. So I need a candidate who is between 30 to 35 years, male, and he must be a commerce graduate. That means the minimum qualification must be BCom with minimum 3 years of experience, my dear students. I've mentioned it is minimum 3 years of experience I'm looking for. Okay, then I've mentioned that I need a computer literate candidate, so that also I've mentioned, with a specified knowledge of Tally and ERP. These two are accounting softwares, my dear students, Tally and ERP. Those people who are in the field of accounting, they know these softwares very well, Tally and ERP. So you need a candidate who is literate about Tally and ERP both. Now the additional qualification, you have mentioned that you are looking for a communication skill that has to be quite good. And then comes salary, my dear students. You have mentioned salary as per experience and qualification. Now this is a very important point, please pay attention. Now this salary, two ways are there to write down. First is, like I've mentioned, that salary as per experience and qualification. The more experienced person can have good salary, and the qualification is up to the level, then he can have the best salary. Okay, so it will be according to your experience. Otherwise you can mention that salary will be between 20 to 30k. That also you can write down. Okay, my dear students, I'm writing it here that you can mention between 20 to 30k. Now this k means 1000. As I've told you that in advertisement topic you can use these kind of symbolic letters. So k stands for 1000. So that means you have mentioned, you have given a range of salary. Okay, my dear students, now everything you have mentioned, okay, what kind of candidate you are looking for, what exactly you want in him, everything you have mentioned. Now comes that particular moment where you need to mention the mode of application, how that candidate or suitable candidate is going to apply in your company. So you need to mention walk-in interview. Now dear students, you need to understand that there are two ways in which a job interview can be conducted. One is walk-in interview, and one is where companies they send one special invite to people, okay, to selected few people to come and sit for personal interview. And one is called walk-in interview, where you see one ad in newspaper and then you can go to that particular office to give your interview. Okay, so this is the widely used method of job. Now walk-in interview with 2 passport size photographs and resume. My dear student, this is not resume, it is called resume. So 2 passport size photographs you need to bring, and you need to bring a resume also. Resume means biodata. Okay, now the date you need to mention, that is between 20 to 24 January. You have given a date, you have mentioned the documents. Okay, now comes the address. The address is Sharma Consultancy Services, B2 Janakpuri, and you have given even a contact number also, so that if anyone finds it difficult to get to the point, then he or she can give a call. Not she, obviously we are looking for a male, so that person can give a call and inquire about the address. This is the basics of advertisement. My dear students, I've told you exactly in what way the advertisements are written. Now in the upcoming videos of this topic, we will be discussing about each and every different type of advertisement in detail, because every different type of advertisement has its own vocabulary. My dear students, pay attention on the word vocabulary. That is the word which will fetch the good marks in 12th board examination. So advertisement also has its own vocabulary that I'll keep on telling you with the different examples of various types of advertisement. Okay, now my dear students, for your further reference, I have given the URL of my website, that is englishcodesite.wordpress.com, and this link is especially for the advertisement topic. If you want to know further about this topic, you want to have some practice questions, this is the URL. You can go there. There are lots of practice questions which I've already given. You can start using those questions from there. Thank you. Stay indoors, pay attention to your homework, and keep enjoying classroom away from school program. Thank you.